go.
All right. Welcome to the podcast, Son of a Pigeon podcast. Today I have a very special guest, the band Sector 5.
Hello.
I have Sami here and I have Mika here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for coming. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, we're good.
Good.
I mean,
just a little tired. Picked up some camera gear because we have a gig later, and we want to film a live video for it. So we're gonna set up the stage.
Oh, so it's a big show if you're preparing as well, cameras.
I mean, yeah, not too big. It's like a, I don't know how many people fit in the venue. You know, it's like
it's like 150 maybe.
150. Yeah, so it's
not bad.
Yeah, it's like quite an underground thing, but it's a nice vibe, and they're recording the tracks, which is kind of nice because most of the small venues don't know how to do it apparently.
Yeah, it's very nice when they give you it. So you have video and then you have the tracks.
Yeah, exactly. So
and
we can just cut
record
together like a live video.
Nice. Yeah, so if you mix it really nicely, you can have
exactly.
also,
Yeah.
And you can have also a place you can share it with people and afterwards on Facebook.
yeah, probably. I mean, if we play well.
If you play well.
We don't
but
play
you can
well.
also record afterwards, you know, you take a signal and you switch it with something
Yeah.
nicer. Hey, you guys, you have really cool music, I must say. And
Thank you.
Sami, you're the drummer.
I'm the drummer, yes.
Yes, and you?
I sing. I also play guitar, but we also have another guitarist, and he's like more of the skill and the guitar kind of thing.
So you have no bass player in your band?
Yeah, we do.
How many people are you in the band?
Right now we're 4. Usually we also have, sometimes occasionally when they have time, we have 2 backing singers who kind of help us out live. And yeah, but like the main constellation is generally 4 on stage.
So 2 guitarists?
2 guitarists, bassist, and then him.
Nice, very cool.
Just dance on stage.
You have the most important job, Sami.
Yes, I know.
And Mika just collects all the fans afterwards.
Man, I don't need fans.
What is the inspirations that you guys have for the music? You seem more rock, but not really. There is a lot of rock influences, and there is some progressive influences as well, I noticed.
Yes, sometimes.
But there is a lot of pop elements, so the songs
a lot
are
of
catchy.
pop, yeah.
And the way they are built, it's well thought.
Yeah, I would say mainly it's basically like pop songs with like some alternative influences. Like in the newer songs, a lot of hip hop actually, and rap. He can rap.
Yeah, you're a good rapper.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, and also a good singer. Your voice is very unique. You have this popish song that sounds familiar, but it's not what we heard yet.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
I mean, you haven't heard the new recordings now, because I'm always a bit. It's like one thing to record your voice and hear it, but it's like another thing when you're always kind of practicing how to sing, and then you only record or you only release the songs that you recorded like a few months back, and you already know, like when you release a song, that I'm a much better singer now than I was then. I mean, the difference is never that big, but you always kind of notice it more yourself. But yeah, it's a weird feeling. But
what's weird about it?
I mean, it's kind of like presenting yourself and your voice. It's a bit hard to put into words, but your voice kind of sounds different than every other voice to you. I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Yeah, the voice is a very weird journey, because the way you hear yourself when you're speaking, it's very different from what you hear yourself.
Yeah.
From different perspective, which is not
exactly.
your body. Yeah, and then sometimes you can be shocked. Sometimes what you thought is good is like or sometimes you thought you messed it up, but then it sounds really good. So yeah, it's a very interesting journey with the voice.
Yeah, because also you can, when you sing yourself, you kind of notice what you're doing wrong most of the time, and when you hear it, you can kind of hear what you're doing wrong, and you can almost kind of feel it when you hear it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So I don't know, it like makes you view your voice in like an even worse light, because you can hear everything that's going wrong, which you don't really hear with other people. But
with drums, you don't really have it.
yeah,
Yeah, if the kit sounds good, you know. But I feel like with the vocals, it's just you, because I don't really hear anything. To me, it sounds great. But I get it because we recorded the new songs that we want to release next year, or like starting in January. We recorded them, I think, 1.5 years ago, actually, because we couldn't find a mixing engineer that kind of suited the style. So we were kind of looking around a lot, and then it just took ages to find something, and we re-recorded some guitars, and then we went to the studio again to record new drums, and so it kind of took a while. So I get it, because it's been 1.5 years now that the voice kind of sounds a bit weird to you. To me, it doesn't. It sounds fine. But I get it.
We are always our worst critics.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's always
100%.
like that.
Yeah, also we've heard it. We've heard the song so many times that it's just too much at this point. Just like we know the song inside out. So what I also do sometimes with the drums, actually I kind of do relate, but just like because you've heard it like 1,000 times, and then you kind of start looking for mistakes almost, because you know everything, and then you're like, this tiny thing here bothers you because you've heard it so many times that you can like recognize this tiny thing.
It can be a trap also.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It can be a huge trap, and then you never release the music.
yeah, I wouldn't.
There is always a mistake I want to fix.
Yeah. But then we showed the songs to like other people, and no one noticed anything. So it just really depends. I think like sometimes you kind of get lost into making, or like into going too deep and trying to make it too perfect sometimes.
That's very true. How many songs do you guys have for the new album?
Well, it's not really an album. We have 4 songs, which are by now fully mixed and mastered, and we're gonna release them like kind of over a time, like sort of like 2 months apart or something.
As a singles, each song will be a
yeah,
single.
I mean, at the end, we're probably gonna throw them together in like a nice EP. But for now, singles.
I think this is I don't know if it's the right way, but this is the most approachable way now for artists.
It's like the most common way. Everyone just releases singles.
You try to get more attention when you release each song of the album instead of just the whole album. And
you can just spread it out, and you can like the good thing about it is you can just have like events for like every release or something. Like you can have a release show, or like you can do like whatever, like a giveaway, or like release an acoustic video to the song, or like along with the song, and you kind of like spread out like the things you've been working on over a period of time, which also gives you time to like work on new stuff for afterwards, which is actually really useful.
Today you have to be creative. You have to really push way beyond what used to be popular, let's say in the 90s or even in the early 2000s. Now every kid, I feel sometimes, that every kid just learns something on YouTube. And when you're a kid, you learn even better. Your brain is more open for new ideas. So they just watch tons of hours on YouTube, and then they can play every instrument, they can mix, they can record, they can master everything themselves. And you think to yourself, wow, I have some competition now. And it's about how we grab the attention of the people. And it's not easy today. I feel it's became very fast-paced, and it's good to be still creative and to find how to reach the people. This is what's the most important.
Yeah. I mean, there's positive and negative things I would say about now and before. At least from what I heard from like label people is like, in the 90s, for example, you needed a record label to release anything because they kind of basically paid for like the studio and the CD or like vinyl manufacturing. And so you needed like a record deal, and they shipped it out to like all the shops and stuff. But now you can just watch like a ton of videos and upload it to Spotify from your bedroom, which is also kind of nice. So there's pros and cons.
They're quite evil, the labels. They used to play the role of the bank.
Yeah.
And they would charge, first of all, they will loan you money without you knowing it. Somehow they would hide it in the contract. And then the interest that you have to pay back for it, it will be so expensive than a normal bank.
Yeah.
So you're rather to take a big loan from a bank and use it for your music. But they also had a lot of connections, and it used to be this period of time where they really
of course.
ruled the industry.
Yeah.
And whatever which artists they would like, and they chose to promote and to funnel the money into them. So this artist will be big probably.
Yeah, I mean, if you've not really had that much success and you get approached by a label, then you're almost like a bit pressured to take the contract. But I mean, they can really mess you over if you're. I mean, depending on the label, of course. Like, not everybody wants to do that. But I mean, that still kind of happens today. It's just, I guess, on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
Where you guys signed? Which label? If you guys want to disclose those details.
Where if
you want to share it, yeah.
Where we'd like to be signed?
You're not signed yet?
No, we're not signed. No.
I heard that you guys already signed.
No, we're indie.
All right.
I mean, Sony, if you hear this.
Sony, Universal Music. Hashtags.
No, hashtag Warner Brothers, please. No, but I actually, Joe, because we went to BIM, the music college, and our business teacher told us about this guy that he knew who got offered a publishing deal or something, and he was like so excited that he signed it. And he basically signed away every song that he'd ever written and every song that he'll ever write in the future to this publisher. So basically, like every song he's ever going to write automatically belongs to this publisher.
This is crazy.
And that's quite
rough. Yeah, I don't know if it depends how much you get from this kind of contracts. I believe today's contracts are not so big unless you're really huge player in this game. Mostly, I think it will be more like 50-50.
Yeah, that's the usual.
If someone got good playlist on Spotify, so they can offer you 50-50, and then you bring your own stuff. But wow, today to have someone else owning your own music, I think it's
it's weird.
Yeah, we got a long way since then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. The whole rights thing is kind of messed up.
Yeah, but even though I think this is a very good time to make music. Especially to make everything. Everything is very cheap now and so accessible.
Yeah.
And you can reach almost everyone in the world.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about today's time.
It's crazy.
For sure, you can just... Yeah, I mean, like, as I was saying earlier, you can just basically record a whole album in your bedroom and release it. And technically, if you're lucky, or like if you kind of put in the work and have like a good product, I guess, you can just make it from your bedroom to like Hurricane Festival or something.
Yeah, there are stories already of people like that.
Yeah. Especially with TikTok now.
Yeah, with TikTok as well. It's also interesting how it works, this platform. It just prefers you because people also prefer you. I mean, I prefer you if you have already a big account and you're already successful. Yeah. And he just, once the algorithm catches a little bit of somebody, then he just pushes him intensely.
Yeah. Also with TikTok, I think it pushes everything like quite equally. Like even if you're a very small account and you I don't know, upload your first video, if it suddenly kind of does very well, then it just gets pushed to everybody. And it's actually crazy. Like you can go viral from just nothing. And yeah, I mean we're also kind of trying to figure out TikTok a bit. It's a bit confusing.
So much stupid stuff on TikTok.
Isn't the first hack is just to post as much as possible, and then you get probably famous?
Yeah, but I think it also has to be like kind of decent content as well. If it's just like mindless stuff, then I don't know if you'll get anywhere, to be fair. Like, because TikTok won't push you if no one likes it, you know, even if you post every day. I think, at least. I'm a noob.
I never used TikTok, I must say that. Always I felt weird. I just recently understood what's the idea behind it. But I always felt weird because I don't use it, but I see people use it. And a lot of people are using TikTok. So it's not that my opinion is right and everyone else is wrong. You know, I'm the one who's a bit behind. So how is it possible that this platform can grab so many people? So it took me a while until I understood it. But I think it's just the way it's been designed. So you as a person, you go to this platform and you give a little bit of information about what you like, and then the algorithm automatically recognize it in the next videos they're going to show you. So you always see what is it that you like, basically.
Yeah.
You just enjoy it because it's like a drug to your brain, but it's mentally.
Yeah, you kind of get trapped in this bubble, and I mean, I don't really use TikTok except for like the band account, which we sometimes post on. But I just kind of got bored of it, I have to say. It didn't, like, never really worked for me.
Marketing-wise, it's brilliant. You can do a lot of money with TikTok. Yeah. How did you guys approach your album recordings and the production and the whole...
Oof, long story.
Yeah, because it took you a while, so it's not an album that you just go record and that's it, that's the album. It feels like you have more thought.
Yeah. I feel like with this EP, like the middle steps kind of took the longest, like just finding the right people to work with. Because we had the songs, when was it? We had the songs like 2 years ago, almost. Or like 1.5 to 2 years ago, where we decided which ones we wanted to record. And then we originally recorded a version of them. I think the vocals in the latest version or the final version are the same.
Yeah, pretty sure.
And we re-recorded some of the guitars afterwards and recorded some new ones, then recorded the drums again because we kind of tried like this electronic acoustic hybrid kit, I guess, where you basically just trigger like the kick and snare and toms, and you have like the actual cymbals.
Then you have one channel of the drums, which is clean from cymbals, and then you have channel of the cymbals that is clean from drums.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
But we didn't really like it in the end because like for one, the performance wasn't great, I think. And we just kind of missed like the acoustic kind of sound. Even like we do layer like all the drums, but if you just play like on an acoustic thing, it just sounds different. So we re-recorded the drums in another studio, and then we kind of had the thing, and we still weren't really 100% happy with it. So we sat down with our brother, who's a producer, and we just kind of like tried some stuff with like more electronic kind of pads and effects and like impacts and that kind of stuff. And then we sent it to a mixing engineer that we found through another mixing engineer who was supposed to mix the tracks, but then didn't have time. So yeah, it kind of took a while.
It's a journey to record music.
Yeah. It's way more effort than like you would think, because then we released the song, you know, and it's like, oh, okay, cool song. And it's like, we spent 1.5 years on this.
Yeah, how do you know when the song is there? You have some inspirations that you guys follow as a guideline of this is how a good song should be written or performed?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think we each have like our own kind of songwriting tricks and stuff that we draw from. But I don't know. I don't think there's really a way to know when your song is done. I mean, it's what is it called? It's like the song is done when you just stop kind of working on it. But yeah, I mean, it's generally like a thing where someone writes a song, which is maybe kind of done or half done or something, and then we rehearse it with a band, and then it kind of continues forming itself through the rehearsals. Then we might play it live or something, and then by that point it's probably kind of done enough, so that it's ready to record. But I don't know. Like also with the EP songs, we were still changing them after we recorded the initial things. So I don't think it ever really stops until you release the songs.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
but I think for us, like the thing we kind of struggled with most, or like the thing we kind of had to improve on most, I think, was the arrangement, because the songs were quite clear, and like just the song itself, like from a songwriting perspective, was done quite quickly, and then we kind of took ages with the arrangement and working out the parts, and then changing the parts, and then adding new parts until like everyone was happy with like how the song flowed. Because I feel like that's super important to us, just that obviously the song has to be really good, but then also that the arrangement kind of flows nicely and kind of complements the song, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, just a trial and error, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. Just see which arrangement fits best to the song.
And how is the creative process inside the band? Is there someone who is more dominant in bringing songs and ideas?
Mika does nothing.
It's
No.
exclusive to Son of
I'm
a
just
Pigeon
kidding.
podcast.
No, usually one of us kind of for the EP. Actually, Mika wrote most of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, out of the 4 songs, you wrote 2 alone, and then 1 we did together. And then actually the 4th song is a collaboration with another singer, and we kind of wrote the song with her, just like the whole band and her, which was also different from what we usually do. But yeah, usually like one of us, recently more him, just writes a song, and then we kind of work the arrangement out and kind of fine-tune the song a bit, I would say.
yeah, like there always has to be like one idea that comes from like one of us, and then we kind of bring it to the band, and then we work on it from there.
Until everyone are happy. Or sometimes someone does not really get it and
Yeah.
you just leave it as is.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I think we have like a pretty good ear, all of us, for when the others won't like an idea, or when it's gonna be either like too weird, or like too simple, or whatever. I think we have quite a good sense for whenever the others are not gonna like a song. So,
You guys have really good sense for melodies.
thanks.
Thank you.
If it's you, Mika, that writes the melodies, really
I mean,
good
all
job.
of us make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
depends on the song.
Yeah, that's what I noticed first thing about your music, that it's very catchy and the melodies are there. It's not just someone...
Yeah.
There is some thought behind it.
Yeah,
And it's not those normal melodies that you just put in the radio and you hear it, almost every song have the same intervals
Yeah.
and the same melodies.
Cool. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the goal.
yeah, that's nice to hear.
Yeah, guys, really good job. And I'm curious also to see what you guys are going to play later on. I don't know about the time limits. Now we are 25 minutes in.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think we can go for a bit and then play the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to keep talking?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. That works.
Cool.
It's kind of a vibe right now.
Cool. Yeah, it's really nice to talk with you guys. All right, let's imagine that you guys are going on tour and you can choose 2 bands that you will tour with. Who would be those 2 bands?
Could it be any band in the world, like no matter the
Yeah,
size?
also bands that are no longer exist.
That would be sick. Okay, for the record, I think we have to say Tag X.
Yeah.
Tag X.
Yeah, they're this German band, and they're friends of ours. But we still owe them a split show because we lost a round of beer pong to them.
Tag X, if you hear it now. Claim your tour.
But I think if it could be any band, I don't know. Interesting question. I mean, I would kind of love to tour with Nirvana, even though I think that would be just carnage and just pure chaos, probably. I think it would be fun though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It would have to be something that fits to us. Maybe with bands that are around today, maybe something like Panic at the Disco or something. I think they are sort of similar to what we do. Yeah. I don't know. I can't really think.
Big Time Rush.
Big Time Rush. Yeah.
That's the dream.
You know, Big Time Rush.
No, I never heard of them.
It was originally like a Nickelodeon show, but about a boy band, and it's like kind of mid 2000s stuff, but it was really fun.
Nickelodeon are great.
Yeah.
I'm
They had
not
the
so
best
familiar.
shows.
They had the best
Yeah,
shows,
yeah.
yeah. And originally I come from Israel, and all the stuff they started, I think, in the US before, and then they came to Europe, and maybe in Israel a little bit.
Yeah.
And I remember when they brought Nickelodeon for the first time, we had Ed, and Eddie, and we had Real Monsters and all those classical TV series that they had, and I was so happy. They were really cool. They have so fucked up TV series.
Right.
This I don't know, Coward, the brave dog, how it's called. I don't know the name in English, but there is a dog that is always afraid, and you have two owners that are old people from Texas living in a farm. It's so fucked up, the visuals, and you know how they make the dog scared, and the whatever they paint there. It's wow.
Yeah.
This is not for kids, definitely.
Yeah, most kids shows are not for kids, actually. Weirdly enough.
South Park is a kid show, but it's not for kids.
South Park is built different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adult kids.
I don't know how South Park is still like airing new episodes. I would kind of expect them just to be cancelled.
Yeah, they definitely squeezed everything they could from their series.
I mean, it's very funny.
Hmm.
But I don't imagine them like, if they were to like start now, I think they would get nowhere.
Yeah, I think so
I don't
as
know.
well.
Maybe
Because they kind of came in like this different time where everything was less PC, I would say.
Yeah, but I think like now there's like a real market for that kind of adults kind of animated show. But I also guess that South Park was kind of one of the shows that brought it to, I guess, the mainstream.
Yeah.
So I don't
They're
know.
big influences.
Yeah, maybe if South Park didn't exist and would start today, maybe they wouldn't. But I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Rick and Morty, I think, took over the crown after
Yeah.
South Park, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But also they start to become a little bit weak in the last season. The episodes are not as strong as they used to make them.
Yeah. I mean, I feel they're all like kind of running out of ideas. But for South Park, I get it because it's like 20 seasons or something.
Yeah,
or like more.
It's not interesting
I don't
anymore.
know. It's like too much at some point.
We understood, all right. But it's difficult to remain relevant for such long time.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, that is true.
In music industry, I think one of the biggest names I can imagine is Dr. Dre. He's somehow relevant for like since 80s, man. So 40 years, even more.
True, that's crazy. But he kind of switched the role that he had because he started out as like the guy who made beats and like rapped, and was the artist himself, and then he switched to being the producer for like Eminem, for example, and I think because of his success, he was also kind of like carried along with that a bit, and I think and then he had like his beats that he sold, the headphones, so that was like a big thing and a trend, and everyone had them. So he's kind of staying relevant with like different things, if that makes sense. I think if he were like to only make beats and that was like his only thing, then it might be different.
I disagree on this one.
Maybe.
He's still making beats today.
Yeah.
And he's still bringing the best artists.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying
music with him.
that he kind of like he was in like the public eye for like different things, you know. I could imagine him being like less famous, like to a degree. Obviously, not no one, but like just less famous if he like didn't sell his headphones and if he didn't whatever like produce for other artists, but just did like his own thing. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think he also doesn't rap anymore, right? Because I think he brought out an album which was like 2015 or something, called Compton, and as far as I know, that was like his last.
oh yeah, right. He said it was his last thing.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah.
So I think he's kind of stepping back from like things like rapping, maybe even like the producing sometime. I don't really know about any of the details of his.
I've been doing a little bit of study about him.
Yeah.
Because at one time in my life, I was so obsessed with his low end.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, I think he's the guy who made the low end in our mixes and the sound sonic that we hear
Really?
as so juicy and beefy as they are today.
Yeah.
Before that, hip hop was very flat. And then he came to the picture and he really made all the bass and the kick, everything sounds so good and defined.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with it for a very long time, especially with this album. You guys know Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah.
So his album To Pimp and Butterfly,
Yeah.
Pimp a Butterfly. This album got amazing sound. Everything is so pumping and it sounds alive, and the sonics, everything right in its place, and you hear a snare that just slaps you, and the bass is deep and low.
That was produced by Dre.
He was executive producer, so he
Oh,
was
okay.
kind of, I think, making sure everything
Yeah.
runs well, but
Okay,
also I think they were using it in his studios, and the guy
Yeah.
who mixed it, he was mixing with him probably, and if Dr. Dre is there, he's giving you guidance
Yeah.
how to write amazing music, how to make it sound amazing,
Yeah.
and it's very difficult to find also information about how he works, because he really likes his privacy and he just
Yeah.
keeps everything
Mm.
closed. You don't really hear anything. And one of the things that I did not knew it, and the moment I knew it, it made a lot of sense. He just do music the whole day, and sometimes he just do music, and you finish the song for the day, and he says, it doesn't sound so good for me, and he just puts it in the
Yeah.
archives, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just constantly
Yeah.
working on those stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's what Ed Sheeran does as well.
Ed Sheeran, yeah, he's also
Yeah, I think he writes
crazy.
like 3 songs a day, and then he trashes like 95% of the songs that he writes, and then he has like 10 songs by the end of the year or something.
Yeah, you guys also work
it's
like
crazy.
that sometimes? When you have a lot of songs, or you choose each song and then you perfect it?
Yeah, I think I'd say I'm more like that. Like I'm not as fast as Dr. Dre or Ed Sheeran. I generally, like, if I trash something, then I don't trash a whole song, but I trash like an idea or something that I don't like, or like a concept that I'm kind of building up to be a song. But generally, when I write, then I want, like, I kind of write the verses and the melodies and whatever to be how I like them, so that I don't have to trash it later. But yeah, Sami writes kind of more volume than I do.
Yeah, I would say for me it's like a mix. It depends. Depends on like the artistic phase. I would say sometimes I'm feeling like very creative, and then I just like write a bunch of like song ideas every day, and then I just basically trash all of them.
What is the reason that you trash them? What is the main
Just-
reason?
When you listen back to them, because when you're like writing them and like recording a demo, it sounds good and you're like in the vibe and you're like, yeah, this song is great. And then like you bounce the demo and then you listen to it the next day and you're like, huh. It's kind of like, yeah, it's not it. And you kind of know. And it took me a while to like figure out when to trash a song, because I used to be like super, yeah, but this song is great and we can do this song and this song. And then, especially Mika, he was like, nah, they suck. So I was like, okay. And just listening back to them, if it doesn't really flow, then I kind of know it's not it, and then I just trash it without spending more time on it, and I start a new thing.
So you don't see any way the song can flow?
Sometimes not. I mean, when I record like a demo, it's like quite like the whole song is quite thought out already. It's like kind of demo arrangement, lyrics, melodies, like demo vocals, demo backing vocals or something.
Did you do it by yourself?
Yeah. And then obviously like there's a ton of room to improve, but it's mainly when I don't like the melody or lyrics. That's like the key factor where I say like, nah, if they're not on the level of like where I want them to be, then just trash them. Because sometimes for me it's easier to like trash a whole song and then start with a completely new melody. Because I've had it that I wrote a song and then I wanted to improve on it, and I just spent so much time on it, and I still didn't like it at the end. So yeah, now I just kind of like either trash it or just I don't write it in the first place and I write something better.
What makes a song good?
That's very subjective. I think for me, the flow, if it kind of feels right.
What do you mean by the flow?
Just everything together. If I like the melodies, I mean, for me, the melodies are kind of like one of the main aspects, I would say. And then lyrics, if it's like kind of nice to sing along and you kind of vibe to it, and then if the arrangement kind of fits the song or like complements the song and has some cool parts, and if it all just works together, if that makes sense. Like on the EP, actually, we have one song, Hazy. Mm-hmm. That's arrangement-wise, it's super simple. It's just, I think, like guitar, bass, keys, and drums, and then vocals. And it's pretty much a loop. So it doesn't really change much, but it still kind of flows nicely. And then we have other songs like Appetite, mm-hmm. which kind of go like up and down dynamically, and it gets big in the chorus, and then for the verse you kind of strip it down, and then there's like a guitar kind of thing, and that flows nicely, but in a different way. So it kind of really depends. It kind of depends on the song, I would say. But if it feels right, then for me it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think I have an answer for that. I guess for me it's just if I like it or if I don't, and everything else I just don't really think about that much. I mean, I consider different things when I'm writing it, like what I want, maybe how like placements of like the rhythm and the melody and everything, but that's not really what I think about when I think about if the song is good or if I like it or not. So yeah, I don't really have an answer for that myself.
All right. No answer for that. But so far we're approaching the 1 hour. How are we with timing? We have some more time. You want to chat a bit more? You guys want to play?
Yeah. Wait. I mean, we can still chat a bit more, like 10-15 minutes, and then we can maybe play a bit.
Yeah. Sounds
so
good.
you're aware of the time, Mika?
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
A little bit is still
your responsibility now. Cool. So what got you both into music to start with? How did you start your journey, each of you, with music?
Actually together.
Yeah, so you know each other for a long time.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. We're brothers, actually.
That is a very interesting fact. Yeah, I thought when you say a brother of ours, but I thought, is it like a brother or like
it's
a
like
really...
a bro. My broof. No, I think.
Who is older? Who is younger?
He's
what-
older.
Ah, shit. I
2.5
was gonna
years.
ask him what he.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Man. No, I think for me, actually, I think it was for us together. We were in the car, just, I don't know, driving somewhere, and our dad put on like a Nirvana, like tape, like a cassette.
What ages are we talking about?
I think I was 8 and he was 6.
Actually, I think earlier, because 6 and 8 is like about when we started learning instruments. And
Maybe a
and
bit
that kind of-
earlier,
Yeah,
around 6 and 8,
yeah.
somewhere there. And he put on Nevermind by Nirvana.
A great album.
And then came in with a and I was like, cool, let's do that. And then we just started doing it.
That was the first time you heard this album.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we were like, this is so sick, let's do that.
Cool dad.
Yeah.
Shout out to dad. With good education.
Yeah. And I knew I wanted to play drums because of the Smells Like Teen Spirit intro. It was really cool.
One of the
Yeah.
best drum intros in the world.
Yeah. So simple, but it comes in so nicely. It's like, just smooth. And yeah, I guess we kind of like split the roles because he started guitar and kind of started singing as well. And our other brother started playing bass. So we kind of like actually split just the Nirvana arrangement between us. Pretty much. And then we kind of went from there, I would say.
Yeah.
Play Nirvana covers.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because we also had, we all had long hair back then.
Yeah.
And we were like little kids.
Nirvana
And
was a big influence.
I always had like I mean, I wasn't a great singer when I was 6, you know, but I always kind of was trying to do the Kurt Cobain like attitude. I kind of look like him. And yeah, it was
Man,
kind
people were surprised. We played like the first
Yeah.
gig in, I don't know, I think I was 9 and they was still 6. And it was like at this kind of music school, kind of tiny street fest type thing. And we played Wild Thing.
Yeah, Wild Thing by Jimi Hendrix.
And he was just like, Wild Thing! Just like going full on grunge. And everyone was like, what the fuck?
At the age of 6, 7.
Because
Nice. Very nice.
yeah, because we were not even standing. We were very small. We were sitting on chairs, and like our feet didn't even touch the ground.
Wow.
And we were still like, Wild Thing.
Kids with attitude.
Yeah, I just went full on like,
KWA.
yeah.
Are you guys from Berlin originally?
Yes,
Yeah.
actually. We grew
Born
up
and raised here.
Yeah. I mean, they were born somewhere else. Like the other brother and Mika are
Yeah.
twins. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, so many new facts
many,
that
like-
I'm learning. It's like, wow. So you have a twin brother
Yes.
and you're the oldest brother.
yes.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
And all three of you are making music.
Yes. And the twin brothers actually kind of producing the music or like helping with like electronic stuff.
Wow.
So,
And you're identical twins?
Mm-mm. I don't know what you call it, but like the next one removed. Like,
Yeah.
just non-identical.
yeah. I mean, you'd be able to see that we are twins, but I don't know if you'd kind of mix us up.
Yeah.
Mm.
When people don't know them, they tend to mix them up.
Yeah.
It's nice. If you're a kid, I think you're more similar. And then
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
really
definitely.
fuck around with that. And you feel you have a special connection with your twin brother?
No, I mean,
No, he's just another person who lives in my house.
Just this dude who's kind of there.
no, I mean, we actually like don't really talk that much. We kind of communicate without having to talk that much, but it's also kind of the same with him. So I don't think it's necessarily that he's my twin brother. It's just that we're so close in age and he's my brother, which is kind of the more special thing.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes growing up, you'd be like, they'd be trying to do like different things because everyone just kind of put them in the box as twins, and it's like the same, and like they sometimes got like the same thing for Christmas or something, or like you can share it with your twins, it's fine.
Evil.
So So I think they also like tried to do like different things, which is also I think, I don't know, like I can't confirm, but I think it's a reason why like the other twin also like started branching out in like music, and he started doing like electronic stuff and like just different things to not be like put into the same box. At least that was kind of my impression. But
Yeah, I mean, it's probably connected.
Yeah, usually bands who make music together, they have more rates of success.
Mm.
yeah,
What did I say? Family that makes bands together. I don't know what did I say, but
that makes more sense.
yeah. So the bands that make
Like-
bands together.
Or bands that make music together.
Yeah, of course, bands should make music together. But yeah, family that make a
Yeah.
band and then make a music together.
Yeah.
There is the Van Halen brothers,
True.
and there is the Pantera brothers.
And there's ABBA, I guess.
ABBA, they were brothers.
No, they're married.
they're
It's
married.
like two
Oh,
yeah.
couples,
I mean,
I
it's-
think.
Yeah, it's similar.
Kind of, yeah.
But
Aren't Kings of Leon also,
Really?
like two of them are brothers
know.
or like cousins or
Maybe.
something?
I know this band Hailstorm.
Mhm.
Ah.
Yeah, the singer and the drummer also.
Oh, hey, perfect. Same.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah.
And it's insane. There is this connection if you develop it from such an early age, then
Yeah.
everything is tight, and there is this really like one force that pushing together.
Yeah. Also, I guess like you kind of eliminate like the feeling attacked by feedback, because that's I've kind of seen that a lot with other people, that they couldn't get along because each like band member or like each musician was kind of trying to push like their own thing to make it to the song, and like basically saying, oh, I don't like yours, what if we do this? And then the other person wasn't used to it, because like a lot of people just tend to make music alone, especially at BIM. It's like a lot of like solo kind of singer-songwriter people. Then if you communicate it in a wrong way, or like if the person kind of hears it in the wrong way, then it kind of feels like a personal attack sometimes, if that makes sense.
Mm.
And I would say we don't have that, because it's just like, yeah, if we don't like it,
Yeah.
we say we don't like it, and it's fine, then we do something else.
Yeah, that's the
Which is-
superior way to approach music.
Yeah, exactly. But it's kind of good that we've just like been through that stage when we were like 6 and 8 or something, where like nothing was meant personal anyway.
And you fight anyway.
Yeah, you fight anyway, so you kind of hate each other. And but it's nothing personal if like I don't like one of his ideas, or he doesn't like one of my ideas. It's just, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and then we do something else. But I feel like especially when you work with new people, it's always like you don't know how to say it without them feeling hurt or something, you know?
Yeah, that's a
It's
problem.
kind of you kind of have to break this like barrier.
It's also a problem. I find it very difficult if you don't know how to communicate, not in a direct way, because you're afraid of the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They might get offended.
Yeah.
I think it's not healthy for me to work with those people anyway.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you never know which person is how okay with kind of bad feedback, or I guess maybe sometimes constructive feedback. So you always have to kind of juggle it when you're working with a new person.
Is the band core is both of you? Or there is more people that
I mean,
since the beginning are with you? Like, how has the band evolved, basically?
I mean, since the beginning, it's been us, and then then Jules joined on bass like 3 years ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then Johan, who plays lead guitar, he's been playing with us for like 1.5 years or something.
I mean,
now,
in the beginning
I
it
think.
was like on and off, because
Yeah.
we wanted a second guitarist, because it just sounds better live, and we were always asking different people whenever they had time, but we kind of mostly did it with him, because he was kind of the best option. And recently, we've just kind of had him in the band.
Yeah.
So,
Cool. And this is the core. This is the best version of Sector 5.
yeah.
Yeah, I would
Think
say
so?
so. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes some time to achieve this state.
Yeah.
All right, those are my people. This
Yeah.
is my team.
Yeah, but
Let's
once you
conquer
have
the
it, you
world.
can. Yeah, once you have it, you can like focus on the music,
Mm.
which is quite nice, and you can just go for it.
And what are your plans now? When you have the album is finished, right? The EP or
Yeah. The
Yes.
EP is done. We want to start recording.
what is it called? The EP? What's the name of it?
Good question.
All right.
Yeah, we don't have a name yet for everything together.
Don't pressure us like this.
Yeah, true. We should probably like, figure one out.
Yeah.
When are you guys planning to release it?
Well, one song in January, and then like a song every 2 months.
What is the song name that you're gonna release?
The first one we were thinking Appetite. It's a song we've played live already, but the
Yeah.
studio version is a bit different. It's my favorite, I would say.
What can you tell about this song? How would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean it has like quite a bit of energy. The lyrics are kind of about not really kind of fitting into certain boxes and then just kind of doing whatever. So yeah, it's a fun song. It's not the longest, but I think it really carries like a good energy throughout the whole thing. Yeah, I mean you'll just have to hear it kind of in January.
We just have to hear it. Any funny story about the making of the song or any other song that you guys have and you want to share?
Do we have anything?
I don't know. Because
Do we have stories?
that one also just started as kind of my idea that I was doing. Like as you said, we were studying at BIM Berlin, and we were doing songwriting. And I think just for an exercise, I was writing this, and I was really liking it. So I kind of made a short demo of it, and then it kind of swirled around for a few months, and then we picked it up with the band. So I don't know if we have like anything special.
There is no fun in making music.
Everything has to be serious and efficient.
The German efficiency.
The German way.
No, I think we don't really have like funny stories for this EP. Actually, it's just kind of songs that developed over time. Actually, Hazy, like the collaboration with this other singer, it actually started as an exercise as well, because I was in a group. The singer's Miller from BIM as well, and I was in this group with her in like songwriting class, and we were supposed to like write a song in the style of, don't remember what it was, like Rihanna or like someone, and we kind of started writing this hook, and we really liked it, and we liked the vibe, and then we just kind of finished it outside with like everyone, or like Mika wrote like the kind of rap verses, and then we kind of got together and like just finished the song, which was quite cool as well, because it's very different from what we usually do, but it's definitely a vibe.
You guys don't put yourself in a musical box. You just go whatever genre, whatever feels good.
Yeah.
Or you do try to appeal
I mean,
to
I
a
would-
certain crowd and certain
Yeah, I would say
genre.
it's mainly like pop rock.
Yeah.
That's like the core, I would say. And then we kind of switch between like obviously like now some kind of rap influences in some of the songs, and sometimes more rock and more heavy guitars, and sometimes like more kind of chill pop stuff. But I would say, even though like the EP songs, like they're relatively different stylistically, they still kind of sound similar, if that makes sense. Also, like production wise, we try to use like sounds that work but like fit every song, and so they kind of like flow quite nicely. I was actually listening to them on the way here, and it kind of sounds like one piece of work, even though they're like relatively different, which is quite cool. Because we don't want to sound the same for every song.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add.
All right, I think we go to the more musical part of this podcast.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah, thank you, Mika. Thank you, Sami, for being
No
here.
problem.
Really pleasure talking with you and getting to know you and all your beautiful musical
absolutely.
project,
Likewise.
Sector 5. How can people find you?
Well, I mean, first of all, Spotify. That's the best place to listen to our music. I mean, if you generally listen to music on another platform like Deezer, Apple Music, where we also have our songs on there. But other than that, we're most, I guess, reachable on our Instagram. And on there, you can also find links to our site and our YouTube and everything. So generally, Spotify, Instagram are like the two main things.
Yeah. Otherwise, Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah.
We also have a website.
Yeah, and
Usually with if you just kind of look for Sector 5, it's quite easy to find it.
Yeah,
usually.
Specifically on Instagram, it's Sector 5 official, but should be no problem finding us.
And there is a new single that's coming in January, which is called again?
It's called Appetite.
Appetite. Appetite for music. All right, thank you very much.
No problem.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Sound of Pigeon Podcast. Sound of Pigeon Podcast.
Sound of Pigeon Podcast.
Sitting on the roof of the house cause my window needs a clean. Yeah, thinking out the four-wall glass cause the shape's not fitting me. I need out, I need more things in my life that make me wanna go out. Crazy now, my life spent underneath the rooftop and it's a new spot. My little eyes will see upside down from now on. You'll find me awake in the night with the lights on. Good going, I'll open the show. Good going, I'm going to blow. Sitting with the crop on my shoulders, the backstage kills the moon. Yeah, thinking I should probably stop soon because right now it feels so good. I want low, I want high, I wanna see the world and bleach my eyes. I wanna hunger, be alright. I wanna be full of my appetite. Yeah, all eyes will see upside down from now on. You'll find me awake in the night with the lights on. Good going, I'll open a show. Good going, shelter, so let me come inside to let my guard down, warming by the fire. But as I stand and wait, you're already in mine. And it came rolling, sudden as the snow, following the motions with the avalanche I go. All this time I beat the cards you hold. You've really seen all of mine. Been approaching this frozen face again. All this time I tread the barren cold. The summit is far too high. Should have known this couldn't go in silence. We were all so close to minor. Out of time to take the high road up. I know I'd rather be the one that holds on through the front. But now I'm down again, cold, collecting dust. I'm asking why we couldn't keep on climbing up. All this time I pick the cards you hold. You've really seen all of mine. Been approaching this frozen face again. All this time I tread the barren cold. The summit is far too high. Should have known this couldn't go in silence. We were all so close to minus the silence. As I fall, as I fall, as I'm falling down, as I fall, as I thought, where was the turnaround all this time? I pick the cards you hold. You've really seen all of mine. Been approaching this frozen face again. All this time I tread the barren cold. The summit is far too high. Should have known this couldn't go in silence. We were all so close to minus.
This song is called Light Over Me.
I see you wandering the hallway. I see you floating through the wall, and I'm out of my mind. 'Cause I've seen a ghost I know can exist. Don't you turn into a myth. She told me, light up what you see. Show us what our world could be. Help me out, I'm in the dark and I can see a light over me, light over me, light over me. Of all the legends and the stories, the hero rises up, and I'm out of my mind. that you're the strongest of us all. So don't you give up when you fall. She told me, light up what you see. Show us what our work could be. Help me out, I'm in the dark and I can't see. She told me, show us who you are. So let it shine and let it spark. Help me out, I'm in the dark and I'm in need of a light over me. Light over me. Light over me. Fear that you've got, it's a life that you've lost, it's all irrational. I'll never leave, I'll exercise all the demons out and I'll bring you back to me. I'll never leave the fear that you've got, it's your life that you've lost, it's all irrational. I'll never leave, I'll never leave. And I'll tell you, light up what you see. Show me what our world could be. Look around, it's never dark. You might be